Hello everyone, welcome to Texture Myth. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important example related to GitHub Copilot, where I'll show you how you can utilize GitHub Copilot to understand the meaning of decorator that you are utilizing in your program. Okay, so sometime in your project there might be a need where you are supposed to prepare an analysis report for one decorator and the function where we are utilizing that decorator. Okay, so in that situation, how we can utilize GitHub Copilot, how to write a prompt for it, and what all information it will provide. These all things we will be discussing in this particular session. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released session first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow it sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic. Because for time being, we are just mainly focusing on how to use GitHub Copilot for analysis related to decorator. Okay, and for that you can also refer the Texture Myth digital course book, which is freely available in the description box. There you will find more than 3600 plus sessions available in both Hindi as well as English language. So without any language barrier, you can easily consume the content. Okay, so I think now we are good to start with the session. So here you can see currently I'm in my program, that is bank transaction.py, and this program is mainly for the purpose of checking the withdrawal transaction. Okay, so here you can see the description of the program is a banking system that monitors every withdrawal transaction for security, performance tracking and audit logging using the Python decorator. So our main intention is to find out the actual purpose of this decorator that we are utilizing here. Okay, so if I execute this program directly, so you will see that this kind of report it is preparing, where we have valid test case 1, valid withdrawal, test case 2, exceed security limit, right? So this kind of report it is preparing with the help of decorator. Now I'll show you, like let's say if someone is not aware of any Python programming, but they want to know like how this decorator is working. So in that case, we need to write a perfect prompt for it, right? So what I'll do, I'll just paste a prompt here, but before that I'll just select this program from here, so that whatever prompt we will provide here, it will consider it as a context. Okay, so it will automatically use the context from it. Okay, so this is the main thing. Now I'll just simply paste the prompt here, which I have already created, and I'll just quickly walk you through this prompt, like how you need to write it. So firstly, we will assign the role. So you can simply say that you are a senior Python developer and technical educator with 20 years of experience in explaining advanced Python concepts like decorators and closures, higher order functions and wrappers to beginner, junior developer and non-technical audiences. Okay, so firstly we have assigned the role. Second thing is task. So here I clearly mention I have a Python program named banktransaction.py. In this program there is a decorator called transaction monitor and a function called process withdrawal, which uses this decorator. So your task is to read the decorator and decorated function carefully and explain exactly what happens before the function runs and after the function runs due to the decorator in very simple plain English. Okay. Also we have marked one thing, that do not explain the full file, focus only on the decorator transaction monitor and the function process withdrawal. So we are interested into only this part. Okay. Now for analysis, we are supposed to follow some rules, right? So GitHub Copilot also supposed to follow some rules. So here I clearly mention the rules, like use plain English only, avoid heavy technical jargon, do not skip any line of the decorator or the decorated function, cover every single line, explain the complete execution flow in exact order, like what run first, what run second and what run after the original function finishes. Okay. Then simply I specify the fourth rule, that is for clearly separate what decorator does. Okay, so I want to know what decorator does actually and what original function does. So I want to know both the things. Okay, Also clearly explain what wrapping means in the context using words in a simple words. Okay, what is wrapping and what would happen if the decorator were removed from the function. Okay, so that thing we also want to know. Then last three rules are very simple, like do not modify or rewrite the code, only explain it as it is. Keep your language simple enough for the first year programming student. Do not assume anything that is not written in the code. So these are the rules that we have to follow. Now after that we have few output requirements. So in case of output requirement, firstly I want the purpose of this decorator. So write 2 to 3 lines explaining what this decorator does overall in the plain English. Second, what happens before the function run. List every action the decorator perform before calling the original function. Explain each action in simple plain English. Mention what data is captured or checked at this stage. Okay, so these are the things that we need to follow. Then we have third rule, what the original function does. Explain what the original process withdrawal function does on its own without the decorator, and list each step the function performs in the plain English. Don't worry if you don't know about these technical terms, but when we will execute this prompt, after that you will get the actual analysis report in a very simple English. Okay, so that is our main agenda. That's why we are writing the prompt in detail. Okay, so next I clearly mention about the function, like what happens after the function runs. So list every action the decorator performs after the original function finishes. Explain each action in simple plain English. Mention what data is logged, saved or reported at this stage. Okay, then we have fifth point that says complete execution flow step by step. So show the complete execution order from the moment the function is called to the moment it returns. Okay, and number each step clearly from step 1 to final step. Use actual values from the program and make it concrete. Okay, and at the end, we have mentioned about some real world analogy. So give one real world analogy that explain exactly how this decorator wraps the function. The analogy should be relatable to everyday's life. Okay, and then we have seventh point that is related to the important logic and special handling. So here I clearly mention any special decision made in the decorator. Why function, for example, why function tools dot wrap is used, why try except inside the wrapper, why time is captured before and after, why decorator return the wrapper function and not the result. Okay, and then we have some output format which says use a clear section heading for each 7 points above. Use bullet point inside each section. Keep the total explanation under 500 words only, and do not write any code in the output, only in plain English explanation. So what I'll do now, I'll just simply press enter here, and within few seconds it will prepare a complete report for the decorator in a very simple plain English. Okay, but here I strongly recommend you, whatever output you will receive from it, always make sure to review it, because if it is not reviewed it won't work good. Okay, there might be a chance that it will produce wrong output. So always make a habit to review it. So you can see now it has provided us the complete detail as per our prompt format. So firstly, it's quite long, so I'll not walk you through the entire output. I'll just quickly show you the sections like what all we have received. The first section is for the purpose of this decorator. So this decorator adds some monitoring layer around the withdrawal function, right? It logs when transaction starts and ends, checks for security limit, measure runtime and handles error safely. In simple word, it makes every withdrawal call pass through a checkpoint before and after the real work performed. Okay. Now in case of what happened before the function runs, the decorator receives the original function as input. It creates an inner function that is called wrapper that can accept the inputs. It uses function tools.wrap so that wrapped function keeps the original function identity detail. When called, the wrapper records start time. It creates a readable date and timestamp. It pulls account number from the first argument, unknown or if missing. It pulls account from the second argument, Then it prints audit start details like separator line, monitor title, timestamp, function name, account number, amount, status is initiated. So likewise it will work. Okay, similarly these are the things that will be performed by the function, original function. Then what happened after the function run, you can see here. And also we have got this complete execution flow. So process withdrawal with this is called, because of wrapping, wrapper runs first, no direct function body, start time plus timestamp captured, then this amount, this account number and amount is extracted, start audit logs printed, and likewise it will work and complete the task. Then we have some real world analogy and important logic and a special handling. Okay, so this is how like GitHub Copilot can help us to perform this task on Python program, especially for the decorator. I hope this session is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching TechSharemit.